Hi guys, good morning. So today I'm going to talk about how you can shift your own unhealthy relationship behaviors. And I'm going to go through 4 tips today. So make sure you stay till the end so you catch them all. All right. So if you are on a healing journey and you've done some deep thinking about relationships or your own difficult toxic relationship, you might start to realize that some of your own behaviors are a little bit unhealthy or not conducive to a good relationship. And that can get a little uncomfortable, right? It's never pleasant to come to that realization and to see like, yikes, I need to do some changing and some shifting. But don't worry, hope is not lost. This can shift and you can improve this. So the first tip I want to give you today is to not beat yourself up if you have discovered this about yourself. You are not a bad person. You've learned some unhealthy coping mechanisms to deal with some of the things that you experienced in your life. You learned some patterns that may not be helpful when you're dealing with your own emotions or conflict. And this is okay. There's no need to beat yourself up for this. Awareness is the first step to changing something. So if you have this awareness, you're already doing great. You can pat yourself on the back. If you can't, if you aren't aware of things, then you can't change them. So awareness is huge. So this is the first step. Do not beat yourself up. It is okay. So the second tip that I can offer you is to learn to respond instead of reacting. And this is a process, but what you can do is start to notice when you get triggered, when you get emotional, and instead of immediately reacting, take a minute, pause. You can even take a few deep breaths. And even if you get really, really triggered and the emotions are very intense, you may need to completely remove yourself from an interaction or a situation for a while until you calm down enough to be able to respond in an ideal way. So this is practice, this is a journey, but it is something that you can cultivate, and this will really, really help you in relating in a healthier way with people in conflict or when you're having a very difficult emotional time. Okay, so number 3 is learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So what I mean by this is when you are working on shifting your patterns of behaving and relating, it's going to initially be uncomfortable. It's going to bring up emotions and you're going to be vulnerable because the reason you were exhibiting these behaviors and these coping mechanisms was to avoid the emotions from coming up. So once you stop behaving in those ways, you can't avoid those emotions anymore. They're going to start to come up. It's going to feel initially uncomfortable. So just remember that this is okay and this is normal and what is supposed to happen in the process of shifting your behavior patterns. But remember that this feeling is temporary. As you get more comfortable with behaving and relating in a new way, it won't be so uncomfortable. But in the beginning, it will be. So just remember that. If that's happening to you, you're shifting things and it's tough and it's uncomfortable, that's okay. That's normal. That's what is supposed to happen. Growth is inherently uncomfortable. So if you are uncomfortable in this process, you are doing it right. Congratulations. All right, and the last tip I want to offer is learn what healthy relationship behaviors are. And get really, really specific. Like, read as many books as you can, watch videos, get professional support, look to people who model good relationship behaviors. And when I mean by specific, like if you need to write out a script of what you want to say, then do that. You know, get really, really detailed and start to learn what these healthy behaviors actually look like. Because it's one thing for us to talk about them and say, oh yeah, we want to be healthy. But, you know, for many of us, we don't actually know what that looks like. So you want to get very, very specific and detailed in what that looks like in an interaction on a daily basis. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. If this is something that you want to shift and you want to start to work on, please feel free to message me. Hi, Jessalyn. Yeah, message me because I would love to support you in this process of transformation and growth. That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, talk to you soon.